Get over there real close to the truck and it makes them real nervous. Yeah. Well, then you're going to show this to somebody else.
Yeah.
There were no more clashes today as members of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers picketed outside department facilities, but tempers are short on both sides of the line this Labor Day weekend, and our Jim Giggins has the latest.
Security at old DWP site. Very good.
DWP's on, Stevie.
Was violent and intimidation by strikers at
strike on 4.
Some very aggressive tickling, cause concern in employees, 8 influent vehicles, there was at least 1 broken windshield, a lot of extremely abusive language.
So, the DWP increased its own private security and asked for help from the Los Angeles Police Department.
The police department has stepped up its support, not in terms of taking sides, but in terms of making sure that the rules are adhered to.
This facility at 2nd and Boylston in downtown Los Angeles is one of the largest in the DWP system. And though there were strikers taunts at those going in and out to work, there was no sign of violence.
Security.
But just in case, LAPD was very visible, as were private security people. Meanwhile, DWP customers have been affected because of the strike, most recently in Sun Valley.
So initially we thought it was sabotage, but we investigated it and found out that it was not sabotage. There was approximately 6,000 customers were out. The majority of them restored were within about 20 minutes. The rest of them it took about 6 or 7 hours to restore all of our customers to that area.
As for water service, there was a small problem in the Fairfax district, but fully half the customers in the harbor area experienced low water pressure for a time.
There was a broken 3/4-inch pipe in the pump station, but they've shut the pipe off, isolated that, and restored the pumps and pressures back to normal in the harbor.
As for the progress in continuing negotiations in this strike, neither side will fight.
There you go.
I finally got on TV.
Downtown Los Angeles.
A fast-moving brush. Some disabled people want Jerry Lewis off the Labor Day telethon to stop violence on the picket line. The request comes as 9,000 workers continue to defy a court order to return to work. Action News has the story with our Will Spence live in downtown L.A. Will?
Penny, security fairly tight tonight outside all DWP facilities. Basically, so far, so good in a strike-bound water and power system that could be facing big problems if this strike doesn't end soon. One smashed windshield on a picket line yesterday, but no violence today. Security is tight, 80% of the total workforce is out, and the skeleton management crew is keeping the massive water and power system online to 1.3 million LA City customers. Even DWP admits each trouble-free day involves a lot of luck.
Well, long-term prospect is not good. Clearly, the system's holding together amazingly well. We're very pleased with it, and that's due to a lot of hard work and some good luck. But long-term, you cannot hold the system together this way with as few people as we have.
Well, it's beginning to break down now.
Hey, look at me right in the background.
That's
how we saw you.
Danger right to consumers is that they will be out of service, and so what those dangers will depend on the customer. If they're on life support system, or if they're a hospital, intersections no longer having signal lights, no longer having street lights. There's all sorts of things that happen when you lose electricity.
Clear acknowledgement from DWP that the longer the strikers walk the picket lines, the longer the list of things that could go wrong.
Very honestly, we thought some of these things would be happening by now. If you look at our past experiences, that's been the case.
A lot of breakdowns in the 1974 strike that ran 7 days. The 1980 strike ran 5 days.
I figured they'll be getting something handled by Tuesday, and if not, we'll be back to work probably Wednesday. That's my opinion.
In the meantime, you may already be able to actually one result of the strike so far. They've had to simplify the water filtration system. What they're doing now is adding double doses of disinfectant chloride.
In my opinion, I have no scientific thing, but you don't want to drink chlorine like drinking pool water.
Yeah, DWP officials
Don't see how they turn it around? Did they show you again afterwards?
It is not a problem. The water is still safely emphasized. Here in this building this holiday weekend, everybody's meeting and they're negotiating, hoping for a settlement soon.
Yeah, we sure do too. Thanks a lot, Will.
Well, another big company is cutting back facilities throughout the city. LAPD officers will help keep strikers from harassing workers who cross the picket line. Strike is about to enter its 6th day with no end in sight. Will Spence has the story.
One smashed windshield at a picket line yesterday, but no violence today. Security is tight, 80% of the workforce is out, and the skeleton management crew is keeping the massive water and power system online to 1.3 million LA City customers. But even DWP admits each trouble-free day involves a lot of luck.
Well, long-term prospect is not good. Clearly, the system's holding together amazingly well. We're very pleased with it, and that's due to a lot of hard work and some good luck. But long-term, you cannot hold the system together this way with as few people as we have.
Well, it's beginning to break down now. The longer it goes, the worse it's going to get.
The danger to consumers is that they will be out of service. And so what those dangers will be will depend on the customer. If they're on life support system or if they're a hospital, intersections no longer having signal lights, no longer having street lights. There's all sorts of things that happen when you lose electricity.
Clear acknowledgement from DWP that the longer the strikers walk the picket lines, the longer the list of things that could go wrong.
Very honestly, we thought some of these things would be happening by now. If you look at our past experiences, that's been the case.
A lot of breakdowns in the 1974 strike that ran 7 days. The 1980 strike ran 5 days.
I figured they'll be getting something handled by Tuesday, and if not, we'll be back to work probably Wednesday. That's my opinion.
In the meantime, you may already be able to actually taste one result of the strike so far. They've had to simplify the water filtration system. What they're doing now is adding double doses of disinfectant chlorine.
In my opinion, I'm not a scientist or anything, but you don't want to drink chlorine like drinking pool water.
Tonight, the DWP says the water is absolutely safe to drink, even if in some cases there's a slight taste of chlorine. Into the overnight, all sides, the city, the union, and the mediator expected to meet to try and hammer out a settlement. Will Spence, Channel 2 Action News,
Hey, if the city
Nightcast.
just give on the...
Fred and Mary hold one down in Mission Bay. We went to the one. People all over the place down there. Tiffany's making sure she stays out of your camera, too.
Don't worry, don't worry. I'm Henry.
Take off my sunglasses.
Not going back till
Only with him is he believes in the strength of the union.
I don't know. I didn't talk to him.
DWP workers on strike picketed several locations, including here in Sun Valley. Power outages are still happening throughout Los Angeles, but so far, no problems with the city's water supply. Well, our Doug Kriegel is at one of the city's main power plants in Sun Valley. He's got a live update for us. Doug, what do you have?
Well, Linda, this electrical generating station here provides power to millions of people in Los Angeles. Now, since the strike started, a handful of management people have been working inside that plant since midnight Wednesday morning. They haven't left. Now, the people who normally work inside have been on the front line at every level.
So once again,
You don't even like to buy one. At the union picnic today, the burgers were cooking well done. But there were some raw nerves in this crowd of several thousand strikers at the DWP workers' picnic. This was not one of those symbolic Labor Day picnics. Some of these workers are getting angry after nearly a week of striking. But the union's leaders still seem to have overwhelming support from the strike.
Here I am.
He gave this update on negotiations.
We met in two 12-hour sessions all night long until yesterday morning at 3 a.m. when we made our final proposal. They have not even countered it. they basically call up and say they want us to counter ourselves, and I told them that I made my last proposal.
Meantime, downtown, DWP management said they will go to court tomorrow and ask a judge to hold the strikers and union leaders in contempt of court for ignoring an order directing them all back to
Given the
work.
right by the Supreme Court to
Union
strike.
leaders and strikers could be punished by the judge.
That punishment is
Tonight, members of one of LA's largest labor unions refusing to go back to work despite a court order to do so. It's a stroke of irony as the nation celebrates Labor Day today. Our Gay Yee has...
We're on again.
99 years ago, a national holiday was declared to honor the nation's workers. They called it Labor Day. 99 years later, DWP workers are withholding their labor. They're on strike.
We think we're a symbol for all of labor. The whole labor movement is watching us today and saying, all right, maybe somebody is going to stand up.
The issue is money. The unions want 3.25% each year. The city's offering 9% over 4 years. After 13 hours of weekend negotiating, one city councilman says the offer isn't going to get any better.
Who in today's economy has been offered a 9% pay raise, even if it is over 4 years? Nobody has. And I'm not sure how long our offer is going to last on the table at this pace.
Thousands of striking DWP workers held a picnic today.
I can't pass him. How does it go? Oh!
Right there.
He was right in front of us. The guy right in front of us.
I walked right in front of him.
And it's good to stick up for it.
But that's his...
Sometimes it costs you a little bit in the short term, but in the long run, if it's something you really believe in, it's worth fighting for.
The strike now is well into its 6th day, the longest of any labor dispute with the DWP, and it's clearly taking its toll. DWP officials plan to go back to court tomorrow.
Say,
strikers have
I want
ignored a
and
back-to-work
watch, and
order.
I can't be two places.
In order to force the union to comply. That punishment is obviously chosen by the judge, and it can range anywhere from a fine to imprisonment.
Or not at all.
It's using the courts to break a strike, and we're not going to be held. And since 1985, we've had the right to strike. And now they want to tell us we don't? Forget it.
It's no picnic any way you look at it. This Labor Day, workers are vowing to hang tough. So are negotiators for the city.
What is the city going
at
to
Griffith
do?
Park, Gay Yee, Channel 9 News.
You tell me. What are they going to do?
Striking DWP workers plan to picket City Hall tomorrow and to ask a state court of appeals to overturn that back-to-work order. And these people have a lot of sympathy for the DWP strikers. A big march today in Wilmington for labor solidarity and jobs. One of the big issues for these people, the North American
leadership is telling members to ignore the temporary restraining order and keep on striking. This woman says she will.
You know, I'm not wealthy or anything, but as long as it takes.
And this man told us what his son told him to tell his boss.
Well, I'll tell him I need school clothes, and that said a lot for me right there.
The city of Los Angeles is scheduled to go to court on Tuesday to try to enforce the temporary restraining order the union has ignored. IBEW leadership could be found in contempt of court.
That punishment is obviously chosen by the judge, and it can range anywhere from a fine to imprisonment.
DWP administrators would not comment on this weekend's 2 marathon negotiating sessions, but the union says after making its final offer, it is cautiously optimistic. Mayor Richard Riordan says he thinks the strike may end soon.
Oh, I'm confident it'll be worked out shortly.
23. It's 8 o'clock, and we've got a lot of news for you on this holiday. First up, a Channel 9 News exclusive.